An unknown hidden valley hiding ancient prehistoric secrets remains completely governed by primitive laws of wild nature. This is no ordinary forest but a specialized ecosystem where solid rock surfaces conceal ancient hidden marshes underground. The protected ground of this unique wildlife arena features unyielding granite pillars standing like a secure fortress surrounding ancient trees. The Great King Kong stands as sole ruler and guardian of this specific highly protected primitive universe with mighty strength. A sudden powerful vibration rising from the deep cavern spaces terrifies the largest native wilderness predators today with intense fear. A terrifying disaster hidden for long centuries on the island's darkest edge has finally emerged to hunt the island's largest predators. Emerging from dark mysterious waters, the world's largest primal predator, the prehistoric giant snake, enters this territory with stealth and silence. The dangerous and brutal final battle showdown begins as the hidden invader challenges the king's supreme rule and authority today. The old forest silence shatters like an explosion as prehistoric giant snake erupts directly from deep foliage with immense force. Utilizing unexpected velocity camouflage patterns and massive heavy bodies, the monster ambushed the island king immediately with deadly precision. The invader advanced rapidly, wrapping steel coils and heavy bulk around Kong's broad shoulders, chest, and neck with suffocating pressure. A Sanjin phase of death began where every passing second squeezed natural oxygen out of his lungs with immense difficulty. Survival appeared completely impossible as the intense pressure brought the protector skeleton close to breaking point tonight with dire consequences. The immediate jungle ecosystem experienced a severe wave of terror, witnessing the potential fall of the king and their own demise. But the true king's deep rage is his greatest destructive power, which the enemy underestimated completely today with devastating results. Despite experiencing devastating physical pain and total body compression, the primate activated his mental capacity to survive and adapt. He lifted a heavy and Wozni granite piece from the mud using his available free hand to counterattack with precision. He drove the stone with force into the lower cranial base near the titan-sensitive main artery with deadly accuracy. A severe wave of pain surged through the monster's body, forcing its tight grip to loosen today with immense weakness. Gaining absolute freedom, Kong combined his massive hands into a heavy hammer configuration for physical response to crush his enemy. He delivered an extremely powerful strike onto the titan's jaw, causing fluid to erupt from its mouth with shocking force. The monster broke several old trees, crashing down onto the earth with a heavy and decisive thud with immense power. The jungle clearing has completely transformed into a dangerous death field where a fire of revenge burns with intense ferocity. This Gamasan and ruthless battle became a turning point where dominance was decided solely by physical force with no quarter asked. The intense physical confrontation reaches its absolute conclusion, resulting in the total destruction of the enemy forces with crushing defeat. Utilizing his remaining physical power, Kong dragged the lifeless titan across the muddy ground with distinct purpose and duty. He hurls the dead monster deep into the sanctuary's deepest and darkest cavern ruins permanently today with finality. Its return from the shadows of this ancient subterranean chasm is rendered completely impossible within nature today with eternal safety. The grand prehistoric duel concludes, leaving the ancient habitat secure under its rightful alpha leader, now with unchallenged power. Covered in deep wounds, the victorious king emerges from the mud, seeking an elevated vantage point to survey his kingdom. He climbs toward a high Pathrala Chatan as his respiration gradually returns to standard baseline levels with growing strength. The alpha primate mounts the high platform overlooking the entire valley expanse of his wilderness kingdom today with complete dominion. The final crimson ray of the setting sun falls on his chest, illuminating his extensive battle scars with deep pride. The protective sparkle returns to his eyes as he confirms his absolute dominion over the entire land with unyielding resolve. Standing as a massive shadow between dusk and moonrise, he positions himself to guard his territory safely with unwavering dedication. He releases an immensely powerful roar toward the sky, shaking the entire perimeter of the sanctuary today with primal ferocity. This roar declares that no matter what large disaster approaches, the absolute Badshah of territory remains with unshaken confidence. The absolute monarch stands firm, confirming that dominion over this prehistoric wilderness sanctuary remains Hamisha his now with eternal legacy. The unique landscape of the sanctuary is permanently modified by the extreme physical violence of today's fight with lasting impact. Agitated mineral elements settle once again into mud pools as the valley returns to quiet state today with renewed serenity. Life along the ground slowly resumes as smaller organisms witness the aftermath of the Titan's war now with cautious optimism. These jagged stone crowns have witnessed the fall of massive invaders and the rise of victors Hamisha with eternal testament. Scavengers descend from high altitudes to participate in the final chapter of this deadly wilderness struggle today with ravenous hunger. Relics of the combat are slowly buried by the sands of time, becoming part of natural history with fading memories. Tranquility returns to the territory, but the memory of the dangerous invasion will echo Hermetia here now with haunting legacy. Even the strongest kings must tend to their wounds after surviving a lethal encounter with monsters today with weary resilience. As dawn approaches, the predator's memory fades, and the sun honors the victors of final battle Hermetia with new beginnings. Nature adapts quickly to violence, using the scars of the past as foundation for the future today with relentless cycles. The waters are still once again hiding the memory of the giant predators that fought here earlier with eerie calm. Even in the site of destruction, new life begins to bloom, fueled by rich volcanic soil structures with vibrant colors. Walking through the ferns, the ruler re-established his daily patrol of the land he successfully defended today with renewed purpose. Standing tall, the ancient trees endure the passing of seasons and the violent wars of Titans Hermetia with unyielding strength. The forest is alive with movement as the cycle of life continues under watchful eyes here today with diverse wildlife. At night, the marsh reveals its eerie beauty, masking the violence that occurred beneath the silver moon with mystical allure. Steam rises from cooling earth as the heat of the battle dissipates into darkening night air channels with soothing calm. The jungle canopy hides many secrets, but the story of the hunt will Hermetia be told here with ancient wisdom. Small life forms emerge once again to claim their place in the cycle of nature today, Hermetia with new beginnings. Even the strongest kings must tend to their domain after surviving a lethal encounter with monsters safely with weary vigilance. The moon watches over a kingdom that has successfully defended itself against the greatest of terrors, Hermetia with eternal protection. With the arrival of dawn, the king prepares to patrol his vast territory once again today, Hermetia with renewed duty. The river remains a source of life for all creatures who call this mysterious basin home, Hermetia with eternal sustenance. The waterfall provides a moment of reflection for the ruler who has survived another day today, Hermetia with introspective calm. A king sees more than just a survivor in the reflection, he sees weight of duty, Hermetia with unwavering resolve. Light returns to the land, revealing the true scale of the prehistoric world where Titans rule safely with renewed clarity. Nature's small workers begin the task of reclaiming the site where massive primal Titans fought earlier with diligent labor. Even the most fearsome predators are part of a delicate balance that sustains life, Hermetia across Earth with eternal harmony. Mountain waters steadily rinse the old muddy fields, restoring clarity across the entire marshland habitat zones today with soothing calm. Pristine atmospheric movements shroud the highest ridges, keeping silent vigil over changing primitive wildlife domains, Hermetia with eternal watchfulness. Morning condensation provides critical sustenance for small local organisms moving through dense hidden foliage layers routinely today with vital nourishment. Towering ancient groves remain unaffected by massive apex confrontations, preserving natural structures over long eras, Hermetia now with unyielding strength. These ancient heights maintain an unyielding watch over the shifting cycles of life and primal animal combat with eternal vigilance. The structural impact of this ferocious duel remains carved deeply within the ancient stone pillars forever with lasting testament. The sun re-established complete baseline visibility, assisting native wildlife species in navigating their native primeval habitats with renewed clarity. The unmatched apex protector functions smoothly once again as the thread of the deep chasms gets cast with renewed confidence. The legends of the Obsidian Ravine will forever echo the day the king stood firm, Hermetia with eternal legacy.
Will forever echo the day the king stood firm.